Hi there, I'm Andrew Cosgriff. I've been shooting film for about 9 months or so. I'm using a half-frame Olympus little thing, fits in your pocket, brilliant. And I've got a slightly bigger rangefinder that, interchangeable lenses and all that kind of stuff if it makes you happy, etc. I've been shooting digital cameras since the late 90s, and I've had a few of those. I started using a digital SLR, as everyone does after a while, and they're pretty big and bulky and heavy to carry around. And after a while, I resented carrying it around and not using it all the time because I wouldn't see a photo I liked, or that kind of thing. And I'd find myself not carrying it, not using it. So I'd leave it at home, I'd use my mobile phone camera, that kind of thing. And I was thinking, well, there must be another way to do it, but I wasn't really thinking of what to do. But meanwhile, a lot of my friends in Flickr had been experimenting with film. Some of them had never stopped using film in the first place. And I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And I went and bought an old second-hand, third-hand camera that worked really well. And it's been a lot of fun. Well, I started off when I joined Flickr in late 2004 or so. I joined a group called Melbourne, which is just people in Melbourne, and a lot of the people in that group then went on to go and form a film-only group. So I guess I had the advantage of already knowing them anyway, even though I wasn't shooting film. So when they got together and did exhibitions, I came along anyway, even though I wasn't shooting film, and that kind of helped get me into it. Well, they've had 2 exhibitions so far, one every year. So when they had their 2007 exhibition, I went along to that, knowing some of the people in it already. And then when they had their exhibition last year, which was in August, that was sort of just after I just bought my first film camera. So I was a lot more interested in what was going on with it and how I could get involved. So I'm looking forward to this year's exhibition, which I'm helping organise, and it'll be a lot of fun, I hope. Sort of irregularly, I suppose. We get together as part of the Melbourne group anyway, and we see each other. As far as the MSM itself, they'll get together sort of maybe once every month or two separately to that. Even without that, people might just get together and say, hey, I've just got a roll of new film, let's go and try it out. And a few of us will get together and walk around for a few hours, maybe after work, that kind of thing. It's great. I get a lot of advice that I wouldn't have, it would have been hard to get otherwise. There's one thing reading it on the net, there's another thing about having people show you how things work or how things don't work, more importantly, I suppose. And one of the good things some of them did last year was to do a live film developing workshop, so to speak, in the middle of a barbecue. So there we were out in Albert Park, and some guys developed a roll of film or two, while we were drinking beer and eating sausages. It was really good. Yeah, at the moment it's mostly sort of, a few of us will get together sometime and go for a walk with our cameras of various sizes, and take some photos maybe around the streets of Melbourne. For instance, a guy came over from Perth and a few of us got together with him and took him around the back streets of Melbourne, and we all took photos last year. That was pretty good. And also there's the exhibitions we do once a year, so I'm helping, and a few other people are helping organise that. So that'll be in August, and so we'll get together and, everyone can put in an analogue photo and we'll see how it goes. It'll be good fun. Well, I'm looking forward to things like film developing workshops. They're looking at doing things like that, it's one thing to walk around with the cameras, but there's a lot more you can do, especially with developing film, and I'm looking forward to learning a lot about that because I've only just started trying to develop my own film. And things like darkroom techniques and so on, that it's pretty hard to learn these days unless you can find, a small course somewhere that hasn't already changed to digital. So I'm looking forward to, absolutely learning more processing and all sorts of things like that. Look, there's room for everything, right? You know, as long as film is still being made, there are going to be people who will use it. And for me, I've learned a lot more about photography by going to film and shooting older cameras that don't have all the fancy stuff that new ones do. It certainly made me appreciate a lot more of what goes into, I guess, making a new camera good. And, you know, but also being able to twiddle the manual controls and understand what's going on when I do that and getting a nice photo out of it.